football, especially that ball fest at Anfield. I mean, at least we kept them out, I suppose. I mean, at least we didn't get the annihilation I expected us to get. I mean, quite a pleasing result in my view. Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday evening. Hope you had a good week. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're all enjoying your Sunday evening, and I hope you're all looking forward to this week leading up before Christmas Day on the 25th. First of all, do me a massive favour for me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video. Hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and remember to put that notification bell on at all times as well to receive dedicated content right for the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite, Rocket League, EA Sports FC 24, more previews, more match reactions, and bonus exclusive Christmas content coming up this week as well. And welcome to everybody this evening to the channel and the community if you're new. Hope you're all good. You're all amazing and legendary people. And welcome to your Premier League reaction between Liverpool and Manchester United on this Sunday evening, finishing 0-0 at Anfield today. Obviously, not the result I expected, not the result I thought Manchester United were going to get. And obviously, coming away with a point from Anfield was better than nothing from Manchester United today, because I just think logically today, both teams were absolutely dreadful. Like, I couldn't believe how bad Liverpool were. I can't believe how bad Manchester United were. And I think for me today, it really sums up what a very, very boring game that was at Anfield. Like, I honestly didn't expect Manchester United to get anything out of this game today. I think if we're looking at it from a logically and realistically point of view, that getting a point away at Anfield is nothing to be sneezed at. Honestly, I think what Manchester United achieved today is that, you know, from the 7 up last season, we got, you know, battered and destroyed by Liverpool. I think today we've put a statement there saying, do you know what? We've learnt from our lesson from last season. We're not going to go to Anfield and basically roll over and cave in. And I think today, I mean, going forward, Liverpool realistically were the better team. I think for me, created much of the better chances against United's back four and Onana. And I think going forward today, really, I think Manchester United really did decide to park the bus. I think logically we couldn't really get anything out of Anfield today. I think, you know, the game wasn't ready there to grab anything by the balls from. And I think for me, going forward, Manchester United lacked a lot of confidence. I think a lack of goal scoring power. And really, we just couldn't get past Alisson. I think, you know, Liverpool courageously, you know, had 2 or 3 mishaps at the back today. But that was really all Liverpool had to deal with. But apart from that, it was a very boring game. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. I thought, honestly, Manchester United, after what I've seen from the last 2 games, were going to get absolutely ripped apart. I didn't expect Manchester United to even get anything today, but I think a point is going to be better than nothing. I think going forward, it was a lot more defensively solid from Manchester United. And I think today we managed to shut Liverpool out at Anfield, which is something we've not done for a very long time. Obviously, we still haven't scored a goal at Anfield since 2018, which is a very major worry still. But I think as a whole, and as a performance-wise, I think Manchester United really, what did they really do to make a threat on Liverpool's goal? There wasn't really a lot there. And I think today, with the team we went with, there wasn't really a lot of firepower off the bench. There wasn't really any character from the starting lineup that I thought was going to dent Liverpool's title chances. And I think for me, you know, today it wasn't the performance that, you know, annoyed me. It was the fact that, you know, we had one glorious opportunity with Rasmus Højlund one-on-one with Alisson that really should have buried. That ball should have gone into the back of the Liverpool net. That was a major chance that Manchester United could have had to win the 3 points there. But apart from that, we realistically only had 1 shot on goal, which was really about it for Manchester United today. And I think we couldn't do a lot more than that. It was a very boring, lethargic game from both sides today. I thought, you know, with the quality of Szoboszlai and Darwin Núñez, Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, Trent Alexander-Arnold, I really expected Liverpool to put Manchester United away to the saw today. And I really expected Liverpool to do what they did last season to us at Anfield. And I thought, with home advantage on their side, with Liverpool, were before today, still in a title race. Like, obviously, this point hasn't really helped them. It hasn't really got them anywhere near Aston Villa or Manchester City. But I meant Arsenal, not Man City, because Man City aren't winning the league. I really, really thought Liverpool would win today. Like, if you're looking at both team sheets, you're looking at the game as a whole, and you're looking at both sides, the way we've both been performing, I expected Liverpool to do what they did to us last season. I really expected this game to end in a very, very convincing Liverpool win. And, as soon as the game started, Liverpool were on the attacking front foot straight away. And that was a major, major worry, because that 15 seconds in, Liverpool have already won a corner, and you're worried that, United have not started the game well. But defensively, Liverpool could simply not break us down, which was, I don't know why they couldn't break us down. I think due to the fact that you look at Mo Salah, you look at Szoboszlai, you look at Trent, you look at Darwin Núñez, you look at Luis Diaz, you look at Gravenberch. You look at that Liverpool front six, and it's a very, very, very strong team. And you would have expected Liverpool to find the quality in them to be able to damage United resistance. And hopefully the goal was going to come for Liverpool. But I don't know why they lacked quality today. Maybe, obviously, after Thursday night in Europa League, when they lost to that Belgian team, maybe them not playing on Thursday night was a bit of a damage in morale, because obviously you want to get your fitness up there for the game. You want to be able to prepare yourselves for the United game properly. And maybe some of them expected to play Thursday night's game away in Belgium. But maybe, I just don't know. Your Liverpool seem to lack a real forward line. They're lacking goals still. I think for me, Mo Salah, look at the prolific player Mo Salah is. Really, really lacked any sign of quality today. Didn't really threat Manchester United's goal too many times. I think him in his combination play between him and Trent Alexander-Arnold was nowhere near to what it's been so far this season. I think, with Liverpool's home record, they always seem to find a late winner, especially some of the performances I've seen so far this season, especially the way they came back and beat Fulham, the way they, came from 2-1 down to beat them 3-2. There's always goals and always chances in that Liverpool team to create opportunities on the opposition goal. But I think Manchester United were very, very fortunate that Liverpool was simply not at the races today. Like, obviously, I've got two massive Liverpool fans that obviously my mates, my mate Josh and his dad are both massive, massive Liverpool fans. And obviously, we both respect each other. We're both supporters of Manchester United. I support Man United, he supports Liverpool, and so does his dad. He supports Liverpool as well. And they're the fans I respect. Like, there's a lot of respect there for the friendship as well, which, means a lot to me, because obviously there is the banter, there is the rivalry, but there's still a massive lot of respect there, because obviously when both teams are playing each other, there's always going to be, we're going to beat you. No, we're going to beat you. No, we're going to beat you. But honestly, from today's performance, I think Manchester United's point is better than nothing. Like, from the way we played today, especially, in the last 15 or so minutes, I thought Manchester United were on top. Like, if Rasmus Højlund was to have taken that chance when he was through on goal with 1-on-1 with Alisson, if that ball ends up in the back of the Liverpool net, Manchester United have got a very, very unlikely lead, which didn't seem to be coming any time soon in that game. It was just such a boring goal fest today that both teams were just lacking anything today that was going to get them either team the 3 points. And I think Ten Hag is going to have to be massively relieved. I think a massive sigh of breath as well, because I think Ten Hag was probably waking up this morning fearing the worst, what was going to happen. He didn't know what Man United performance he was going to get out of the players he had available to him and the players he didn't have available as well. And he was probably worried by the lack of midfield options, the lack of attacking forward urgency. And I think he was quite worried that, he's basically got two centre-backs left out of the 5 or 6 he's got. And he's worried that goals are going to get put past Onana as well, especially with some of the woeful performances Onana's had this season. But Onana didn't really have to do a lot today. He had one or two, little mishaps here and there, trying to, play out of the back with Johnny Evans and Varane. But he only had really one good save from a Van Dijk header from a corner, a chance from Kanate in the United penalty area in the second half when he swiveled and turned on it, but it was straight down the goalkeeper's middle. Obviously, Onana collected that quite comfortably. But apart from that, really, what did Man United have to deal with today? It wasn't really a lot. And that took me quite by surprise that I look at the forward line of Liverpool, I look at the goals in their team, and I look at the charisma of their performances. Like, for me, they're probably one of the favourites for the Europa League. Like, I'm not ruling them out this title race, even after the point today. But I think, they're still lacking that little bit of spark. They were lacking that little bit of charisma and that end product today. And I think for me, Mo Salah didn't have the game I thought he was going to have. I honestly thought with the way our back four has been opened up more times than a tin of sardines, I honestly expected Manchester United to absolutely cave in. I did not know how the clean sheet was going to be kept. I didn't know really how Man United were going to keep Liverpool out because, Mo Salah on the right wing is a deadly, deadly force. And I think for me today, not playing Thursdays maybe not helped them because maybe the energy levels simply weren't there today than what Jurgen Klopp probably expected from his players. And I think for me, maybe not playing Thursday was probably a mentality risk. Maybe some of them expected to play Thursday to get their levels up for today's game. And I think maybe that is why it's not gone Liverpool's way. And I think Manchester United can be sat here tonight with a very, very well-deserved point. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. I knew we weren't going to win today's game. I knew we weren't going to really find the goal we needed to finish Liverpool off. But I just wish, Rasmus Højlund would start putting the ball in the back of the net in the Premier League, because that is still, for me, a major, major frustration point, because the chance he had one-on-one with Alisson is a big, big concern for me. I mean, if he puts the ball in the net, United are 1-0 up at Anfield, and then it is basically park the bus, squeaky bum time to hold on to that 1-0 lead. That's the only problem I have from today's game, is that I wish Rasmus would have had the composure and the confidence to bury that ball into the back of the net. And obviously, he is taking that goal on his right foot. He is taking that shot with his right foot. Obviously, Rasmus is left-footed. We all know about his left foot ability and his power and finesse he's got in his boots with his left foot. And I think for me, if that was on his left, it probably would have ended up in the back of Alisson's net. Man United lead 1-0 at Anfield. Like, that would have been a major, major positive and a lot of confidence towards Rasmus finding the ball in the back of the net a bit more. But I think apart from that, going forward, United just didn't have anything else in the tank to be able to deal with that Liverpool a lot of threats on goal. I mean, another good opportunity we had was when Kobe Manu found an absolutely brilliant through ball to Garnacho. And obviously, Garnacho is one-on-one with Alisson, but Trent has obviously got back there and got the ball back into Alisson's hands quite safely to keep Garnacho out of the Liverpool penalty area. And obviously, Garnacho then giving us maybe another 1-0 lead. So that, for me, was probably United's best opportunities today to find the back of the net. And it is frustrating. It is disappointing. But after today, at least we didn't lose. At least we didn't concede the goals I thought we were going to concede. Because when I mentioned in my preview that, I was worried what was going to happen. Like, when you're waking up this morning, you realise you've got to play Liverpool. You think to yourself, which way is this going to go? How's the team going to play? How are Man United going to react after the Bayern Munich and Bournemouth performances? And then obviously Liverpool's reaction from losing in midweek. Like, you wouldn't have expected them to lose to a mid-table Belgium club in Europa League, but they did change their whole team. They changed their whole lineup, their whole formation. A lot of their youth and academy players played on Thursday night. Obviously, it's a huge opportunity for them to get them into the Liverpool's future team. But you wouldn't have expected Liverpool to lose midweek, and obviously you wouldn't have expected Liverpool to finish 0-0 with Manchester United, not the way Manchester United have actually been playing. I just don't think Liverpool had it in them today. Maybe the Europa League is starting to catch up on them. Maybe the travelling is affecting the mentality, or maybe there's simply an issue there that Liverpool have not got really anything what could have done damage to Manchester United today, because defensively, United couldn't have put a foot wrong today. Like, I have been really, really critical of United's back four. I've been really critical of their defensive ability. And I've been very, very critical with the goals we've been conceding. I've been critical of the way we're not winning games and how badly we've been defensively in several big games we've missed points out on and stupid results we've chucked away. But I think defensively, like, we've had Rafael Varane back in this team for several big games now, against Bayern Munich, Bournemouth, and now Liverpool. And I think for me, defensively, look how better Manchester United look with Rafael Varane in that back four. Like, obviously, there has been issues between Ten Hag and Rafael Varane. And obviously, there is rumours of a January move going to happen, and Man United will be saying goodbye to Rafael Varane. Obviously, it may be only rumours, it may be true, it may be false, but look how better Manchester United look defensively with Rafael Varane in that back four. Like, for me today, if you're going to give a man of the match award to any player, for me, it is Rafael Varane in a heartbeat. Like, couldn't put a foot wrong. Defensively, was always there to intercept, always got the ball away, did not put a foot wrong in that back four, and basically was conducting the United orchestra in the back four. And I think for me, that is a statement in the right direction, that sends a clear and strong message to Ten Hag that you need me in this team. Defensively, we're a lot better and we're not conceding a shitload of goals. That is because there's the leadership there, there's the confidence there, there's the quality there in a World Cup winning centre-back who plays for his French national team. And today, look how better we look with him in it. Like, you know, I've been critical when Maguire's been in there. I've been critical when Shaw's been playing centre-back. I've been critical when Lindelof's also been in there as well. And I think today, from that back four and what I've got from that performance, especially defensively wise, is this team needs Rafael Varane in it. Like, without Varane, Manchester United are at sixes and sevens in several big occasions in different matches that we've played so far this season. When we have had Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Johnny Evans, it has been at sixes and sevens defensively. United have been shambolic. But today, the whole back four is a complete back four. What I didn't expect, like I honestly expected, you know, Reguilon to be playing a lot more than what I thought he was going to. I think, you know, Sergio Reguilon has done a lot of things right since he's joined us from Tottenham in the summer transfer window. Has not really put a foot wrong at Man United since he's been here. And I think for me, defensively, he's been one of our best elite players. And I think, you know, I really wanted to see Reguilon playing that back four. But I think apart from that, United played very, very well. Like, Luke Shaw was put back in his traditional position at left back. We put Johnny Evans next to Varane. And then obviously Diego Dalot as well. And I mean, what happened at the end of that game for Diego Dalot to be sent off? Like, obviously, he has reacted angrily for not getting the throw in, which clearly was a United throw because the ball did come off Mo Salah's ankle. Obviously, Dalot is not happy with the decision, has ranted and raved at the referee the first time, has been booked, and then has said something else to the ref, and then got himself booked again, and then deservedly has been shown the red card. Obviously, I think Dalot should have done a lot more better than dealing with that situation the way he's dealt with. Obviously, that is another player now out for United. But I think, you know, he didn't really put a foot wrong. So I think, you know, defensively, that was probably Diego Dalot's one of his best performances. And again, I've been critical of Diego Dalot. I think everybody knows I'm not a big fan of him. I think everybody knows that I've not been happy with him being at right back. I've not been happy with Dalot being in the team because I just don't think defensively he's been good enough. But today, that back four looks so much settled. And I don't know why it looks settled, but I think we know why it does look settled. Like, you don't have Lindelof playing, you don't have Maguire playing. And look how much more settled Man United look. I know Liverpool were the better attacking team, and I get that. But they couldn't get past that back four. Like, you know, you look at the amount of opportunities Liverpool had. They tried to attack that United back four every opportunity they got on the attack. And United, they couldn't get past Varane. They couldn't get past Evans. They couldn't create Diego Dalot a lot of problems. They couldn't create Luke Shaw a lot of problems. And that's been a big worry point for me all season because I've watched United in several big games this season and that back four has crumbled like a Maryland cookie and United have been exposed. But today, it looks like a completely different team without Harry Maguire in it. Like, look how much better we play without Harry Maguire in that team. And I think people have got to start realising that, you know, Harry Maguire has been a liability in that midfield. He always has been and always is going to be. As soon as Varane comes back in and you put Evans next to him, but which again, you know, there's still a big question mark. Why was Johnny Evans re-signed? Obviously, I don't know why we brought Johnny Evans back. For me, that was a big, massive no-no. But today, again, absolutely pocketing Liverpool's front three. Like, I honestly thought, I look at the pace of their players, I look at the way Liverpool attack, and I look at the way Liverpool can get into the opposition penalty area and can create big chances for Diaz and Darwin Núñez and Salah. But as soon as Liverpool got on the attack with all those front three and trying to build up their play to create dangerous opportunities for Man United to defend against, Liverpool got nowhere near. And that was surprising because I look at the pace of Diaz, I look at the pace of Darwin Núñez, I look at the pace of Salah. And then obviously today, they couldn't create United problems. They could not create Man United one big problem. And that was basically try and hit United every attack we get and try and make their back four make big mistakes for us to get through. And they didn't do that all game long. And then obviously when, Liverpool have then lost Ryan Gravenberch to injury, which again looks like an injury that is going to keep Ryan Gravenberch out for weeks. And I'm a massive fan of Ryan Gravenberch. I think he is a world-class midfielder in the making. I think he's going to be a very, very good signing for Liverpool. But again, it's another injury for Jurgen Klopp. And I think for me, what I think United realised after that substitution for Gravenberch to have to go off injured, you look at the options Liverpool brought on, like as soon as the Bosler was taken off, as soon as Gravenberch was taken off, and Darwin Núñez and Diaz, Liverpool basically didn't create a lot. Like Cody Gakpo was brought on, didn't really do a lot, didn't influence the result. Harvey Elliott, is that really the answer to come off from the Liverpool bench? And then you also have to look at, Curtis Jones coming on for Diaz. I mean, did Liverpool give up? That's the big question. Did Liverpool give up trying to win that game today? Because, Gravenberch is a great, solid player. Szoboszlai is a fantastic player who has scored so many good goals for Liverpool this season. But United didn't really have anything to deal with the quality. Like, the combination play between several different Liverpool players, it wasn't connecting as much as it has been so far this season. And for me, that is quite a surprising aspect that United managed to keep all them out because, you look at the quality, you look at some of their performances, you look at some of the goals they've all scored this season, and you would have expected Liverpool players to, after what happened in midweek, you lose in the Europa League, and then you've got Manchester United at home at Anfield, knowing your home record has been fantastic. And you look at Liverpool going forward, and you look at the players they have available. Look at the players they didn't have available. Diogo Jota, not in the team, injured. McAllister, injured, which I didn't know about. I didn't know how long he was going to be out for. Like, it was quite surprising that, without certain players in that Liverpool team, Liverpool don't really have a goal scorer. And I think that is why Liverpool are lacking goals. I think, they've brought Darwin Núñez in. Has it really clicked at Liverpool since he's been there? Season 1 didn't really click. Season 2 isn't really clicking. Like Diogo Jota, for me, was a great signing from Wolves. And all of a sudden, he's picked up this injury that has obviously forced him out of today's game, which is obviously a breath of fresh air for United because you look at Diogo Jota, what he did for Wolves. You look at the quality he's brought into Liverpool since he signed for the Merseyside club. And then you take him out of that team and you put Darwin Núñez in or Cody Gakpo. And obviously Gakpo and Darwin Núñez, for me, haven't really adapted to Liverpool's style of play that quickly. Obviously, I thought there'd be dangerous signings for Liverpool. Like, I expect Liverpool to be up another level with both of them in the team. But you would have thought, if you're Darwin Núñez or you're Luis Diaz or you're Mo Salah and you're Gravenberch or you're Szoboszlai, you really thought you would have looked at the United team, you would have looked at their team sheet and you think to yourself, right, they're there for the taking. We can break this lockdown. We can score goals. We can create several big opportunities and we'll make sure we'll put the ball in the net. And I think for me, maybe the cockiness and the arrogance maybe affecting the mentality, thinking this was going to be a walkover, that United were going to get destroyed again. Or maybe Liverpool just expected United to cave in after the first goal went in. That first goal never came. And I think Liverpool were trying so hard to get that first goal that Liverpool couldn't find a way into that United back four. They couldn't press it like a stamp, and they really couldn't really create issues for Onana to deal with. I know, obviously, again, he had a cross put into the box and he's dropped the ball out of his hands, and obviously it slipped. And you think to yourself, if that ball falls to Darwin Núñez or Salah, that's going in the net. But thankfully, we've defended it and got it out for a Liverpool corner. Obviously, the save from Van Dijk from the corner is obviously a good save, but it was straight down Onana. The Konate chance as well, straight down the middle to Onana. I just honestly thought Liverpool expected, United just to give up today. I think Liverpool basically took this game by the scruff of their teeth and basically huffed and puffed and tried to blow the United house down. And it simply didn't happen. It didn't really connect for Liverpool as much as I thought it was going to do. Like, when you're playing Liverpool or a Man City or a Spurs or an Arsenal or Chelsea, you fear what's going to happen because you look at the way United performed as a whole season and it's not been great. But I'm really happy with a point. Like, as a Manchester United fan, I could be sat here today. I know it's not the brilliant performance. Both teams were really, really bad. Like, it was a very, very lethargic and boring game. And I just knew from the gut feeling I had since last week and all this week as well, especially when I did the preview in midweek, that I knew that this was not going to be a winnable game. And I was trying to really go with it, a lucky 1-0 United win. And obviously, I think for me, we had the best chances. Like, if Garnacho would have got through on goal and Højlund put the ball in the net, United go into the second half, they're already 1-0 up. If Højlund scores, they're 2-0 up. Something that, midweek, I wasn't thinking that was going to happen. But today, I've got to be proud of, that was a lot better. I know it was boring. I know going forward, we're still lacking so much. I know the midfield was not at the races. But I think today, United, it was a Manchester United performance that it basically was. For me, when we last played Liverpool, and this was going back years, that when we had Mourinho in charge, that we basically parked the bus and played a back six, and we got found out. Today, I just think United didn't want to go with the obvious and just park the bus. I think we tried to break Liverpool on the counter-attack. I think for me, the whole game plan in the first half was basically just to let Liverpool attack us and let Liverpool attack that United back four and Onana's goal. But apart from that, really, it was just a very, very lethargic Liverpool performance. Like, if I was Jurgen Klopp, I'd be angry, I'd be frustrated. I would look at that United team and I'd look at the goals they've conceded and I'd look at the performances of several big games United have played already. United are out of Europe. They're no longer in the Champions League. They're not even in the Europa League. And I look at some of the performances from the Bournemouth game and the Newcastle game, City at home, Arsenal away. And Manchester United were there for the taking. I honestly thought United were going to be there for the taking. Realistically, I'm not happy with a point. Obviously, I'm not going to be happy. But when you obviously know that the way United have been performing several times this season, you basically think, what is the bigger objective today? Is it try and park the bus and break Liverpool in the counter-attack? Or is it we try and snatch a lucky 1-0 win through several unlikely chances we get on the Liverpool in a Liverpool box, one-on-one with Alisson? Or is it we cave in again, we go 1-0 down, and then the floodgates open? I think we've learned quite a lot from last season that Liverpool United performance was a very, very lucky day for Liverpool, because when the first goal went in last season, the floodgates opened, United crumbled away. Like, Liverpool were miles and miles ahead of Manchester United on that performance-wise, and it was a bad, bad day. And I think today, the way we set up was basically we're going to really bunch these United players in. We're really going to bunch United up so Liverpool can't get through that back four, that midfield. And I think again today, if you're giving another solid shout out to any United player, I think Amrabat is doing a fantastic job in the absence of Casemiro. I think today what worried me is that you've got Amrabat, Mctominay and Manu in the midfield. And again today, I've always said this about Scott McTominay, but another rabbit in the headlights performance from a bang average Scottish midfielder who would be lucky to get in a Leicester City team who are top of the Championship. Again today, basically invisible for United's midfield. I think for me, the whole sole work today was down to Kobe Manu, who is only 18 years of age, has got the world at his feet and obviously the pressure on his shoulders. But again today, he's played against Newcastle, Chelsea, and now Liverpool. And I look at the quality he is bringing into that midfield, and he's only 18 years of age, and that is a sign of a player that is trying to give his all. And I think for me, that is a player there who is willing to get on the line for United and give everything he's got. And you don't see that from a lot of United midfielders in the past, in the future. You never know what the midfield's going to look like in 5 or 10 years. And you never know what, you look at the United midfield in the past and it's not had that urgency or that charisma or that character or that performance to be able to make that midfield look any good. But today, Kobe Manu is, again, a player that has got a lot of quality. And as soon as he comes to that United team, he looks so settled. He looked like he's been playing in the midfield for Manchester United for several big years. And it's like, it's a breath of fresh air when you've got a talented young player like that going away to Liverpool and being as solid as a rock, basically. That through ball to Garnacho was class. Like, you don't see that from United's other midfielders. And I think this is why Ten Hag is favouring him over the players like Hannibal Mabry. And maybe this is why we are looking at selling Casemiro in January, of another rumour that's been floating about. Maybe that is why we don't need Mount. Maybe that is why we don't need Eriksen. Maybe we are looking to try and build his team around Kobe Manu. But I think, again, also, Amrabat as well, again, defensively today, absolutely solid work rate, again, from the midfielder that, waited all summer to get his move. And again, today, has been solid at CDM. Like, I said Amrabat was going to come good for Manchester United. And I think, for me, he's actually had a very good game. Like, I actually cannot pinpoint a lot wrong with that performance today. I think Amrabat's defensive work and his work rate is something to be admired. Like, you don't see anything like that. Like, that is a player who wants to play for the club, who wants to play for Man United. And, fair play to him today to, have that threat of, the Liverpool midfield and Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, as well as having to deal with Salah, Diaz and Darwin Núñez all game long to, try and keep Liverpool out as much as possible. And I think today, Liverpool, they tried to break that United wall down and there was a no entry sign put right in front of that United back four. And as well as the midfield, there was simply nowhere near the entrance that United provided Liverpool in any circumstances today. That entrance was not there. Liverpool could not break United down. Like, when in Liverpool is going to be the favourite, and I think everybody would have woke up this morning like Liverpool going to be the favourite. Liverpool might win this. This could be a bad day in the office of Man United. You don't know what's going to happen, but a 0-0 draw, it's not really something that you can be shout out, sing or song or dance about. It's a game that is offered a lack of quality, boring, lethargic performances from both sets of players. Tactically, both managers are trying different technical decisions to try and influence the result for both sides. And obviously, I think Ten Hag's played a masterstroke today. I mean, I know he gets a lot of pressure and a lot of stick and a lot of bullshit off fans, supporters, medias and the press. And they're trying to pinpoint Ten Hag's failures. But if you're looking at Manchester United today, I think he's absolutely playing a blinder. Like, honestly, I think today Ten Hag has got this team right. And I know I am still questioning a few little things like the game time to Scott McTominay, the lack of game time for Reguilon, because I want to see him play for United a bit more. I think realistically, if you would have woke up this morning, you would have realised what the United bench was going to be. Like, you had no Martial, no Lindelof, no Maguire. Obviously, Rashford's back through illness, which was a bonus as well today, but didn't really do anything when he came on in the second half as a sub. And then obviously, Hannibal Mabry, do we really want to use him at a away team like Liverpool where, he's nearly got sent off before, especially when we played Newcastle in the Carabao Cup? Like, would you have wanted that in a situation in the second half? But what worried me is when, we've still got 2 minutes to go at Anfield, and then Diallo's been sent off. I mean, I don't know what Michael Oliver is smoking, but absolutely terrible, bang average referee at best, Michael Oliver. I mean, I can't understand why he has sent Diego Diallo off. I can't justify why he sent him off. Like, I think it's a joke of a sending off as a whole, because Diallo has got the right to protest it. I just think Diallo should have kept his head down and kept his thoughts and opinions to himself because, like I said many times, and I said today again, like I'm not a big fan of Diallo, but he did play very well today. Like, Diallo didn't really have a lot of threat to deal with. I mean, he only had to play against Tsimikas, and I mean, bloody hell. I mean, Liverpool are struggling going forward with Tsimikas. I mean, bang average left back at a club that really need Andy Robertson back. And I think this is why Liverpool has struggled. I think we saw the problems at Liverpool, and I think United exposed it. I think, if McAllister was in there today, that Liverpool midfield's immense. I think if Andy Robertson's at left back, Liverpool would have got a lot more into United's penalty area of Robertson. I just think Klopp gave up in the end, trying to win the game, get Liverpool the result, and I'm surprised by that because you look at Klopp's absolute he's a perfectionist. Look, you look at the stuff he's won with Liverpool, you look at the trophies he's won, the titles he's won, and I think today, like when you bring on players like Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, obviously you've lost Gravenberch to injury, and you've then taken off Nunez, Diaz, Szoboszlai. I think that was a sign that Klopp gave up today. I think United, made him make those decisions because I think Szoboszlai huffed and puffed, so did Diaz, so did Darwin Nunez. But what did they really do to make Klopp substitute them? Because I think if they would have kept them on and he would have brought Gakpo onto the pitch and then, don't use players like Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones, like I just don't think Liverpool had the charisma to be able to break us down. And I think for me, those subs were the turning point. I think for me, that was a sign of Klopp didn't know what to do because he didn't have McAllister, he didn't have Robertson. But I look at the quality Szoboszlai's got. Excuse me. I think Darwin Nunez is a bit of a hit and miss striker. Diaz was probably, for me, nowhere near the level what he has been. And I think, most of the chances did come through Mo Salah. Like, when you've got Mo Salah up against Luke Shaw and bloody Johnny Evans around, you do worry because you look at Mo Salah's speed, you look at his finesse, you look at his technique, you look at the power he's got in that left foot. And obviously you are looking at, the technical play. There was just something not there with Liverpool that I was expecting. Like, and I think United, Liverpool played... United played right into Liverpool's hands today. United basically just parked the bus and tried to break them on the counter-attack. I think for me, that was the game plan all along. And I think for me, it's not really a game plan that I'm intrigued by. It's a game plan that really bores me to death. I just wish, if Garnacho would have got through and Trent wasn't there and Rasmus would have put the ball in the net, United could have won this game 2-0. That is the major frustration from today, that we did have two glorious opportunities to score. And again, United have took neither of them. And we're sat here with a point. Obviously, you look at teams around us. Liverpool haven't won this weekend. Man City haven't won this weekend. Not Brighton haven't won. The only teams that really are around us that have won are Newcastle and West Ham. And I think for me, that is probably Manchester United's level at this current moment in time. I really realistically think at the moment, the way things are looking, we're not going to get top four based on today. We're not going to get Champions League football based on today either. I think Manchester United at best this season, the way we play today, I think it's going to be Europa League or even worse, Europa Conference League at best. I think that's the level United are on. I don't think we had the players there to do it today. The midfield was missing Fernandes. You could tell that. Like, I think if Fernandes was available, Mctominay would not have played today. And I think for me, Mctominay is a big, big issue in that team. I think we need to realise now that the back four does need a lot of work defensively. I think the attack, we do need another striker. That's quite clear to tell that United do need a second striker. We just can't keep relying on Højlund every game because he ain't scoring the goals we need. And I think Ten Hag has got to realise that the pressure on that guy's 20-year-old head shoulders is going to be a crisis point eventually because we didn't really have another striker on the bench. And, when we brought Rashford on, you're bringing Garnacho off. What would I have done? I think you couldn't have really have done a lot, really, because I think Anthony, again today, he did have moments here and there, but didn't really create big problems. I think Garnacho again today is still quite a lot to learn. I think going forward didn't really give Trent Alexander-Arnold any problems. And I think, Van Dijk and Konate had Højlund in their pocket. And I think for me, that's a clear indication from my point of view that United do need that second striker. But will they get one? I don't know. But after today, when you're basically relying on Højlund, Garnacho and Antony every week to score your goals and they're not, what else do United have to turn to? Because you're then stuck with a bang average Pellistri and an out of sorts Marcus Rashford. Like, that is United's options going forward. Like, that doesn't spark you into life. That doesn't really give you any food for thought. That gives you, what do United do here? Because your three best players are playing at this moment in time. And when they're not getting in the Liverpool penalty area or creating Liverpool back for any problems going forward, I just don't know what United could have done to make that game different. But I think if Rashford was in form, if Garnacho was in form, I think if Højlund would have been scoring Premier League goals weeks and weeks ago, and Antony would have got back to his best that he had last season, this game would have been a lot different. But I think, United can't take really that much negatives away from today, but it's just those two big chances that United had, which has really screwed the result, basically. But it's 0-0. Like, I would have taken that after what we've witnessed the last 2 weeks. And people say, how can you be happy with a point? It's 0-0. United was shit. Yeah, we were. We were really, really crap again today. It was, like Gary Neville said, it was a really, really bad, dreadful game. And I completely agree. There were times that, I could have turned that off. I could have turned it over. And I was contemplating that. I never got bored of watching a game of football as much as this, because both teams simply were not at the races. And I'm surprised by Liverpool more than United, because after what I saw against Bournemouth and Bayern Munich in the last two games, it was shit. It was embarrassing, pathetic. The list of words goes on from me. But it is a point. It's a point, But, it is 3 games without a win, which again is going to be a big problem for Manchester United, because, we have still got some big games coming up. Like, we've got West Ham away and then Villa at home. Like, United are going to have to find 6 points from 6 from the next 2, because if we go this whole December without a win, then they're going to start pointing at Ten Hag again. And I think if Højlund would have scored and Garnacho would have got through and we won this game 2-0, I'd have been happy. A lot happy. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm on the middle of the fence here about how I feel about the performance and the result. But I think what we've learned from last season is a lot. We didn't lose 7 or 5-0 that I think people were fearing. And United kept Liverpool out. We shut them out. Like, that's got to be commendable. Like, that's got to be commended that unexpectedly United have kept Liverpool out. Like, I wouldn't have woke up this morning saying those words on here, on this reaction. Like, we've kept them out. And that's a positive. Like, you've kept a clean sheet. Something we've not done in our last 3 games. We've actually kept a clean sheet, which again is another positive. But United need better players. Like, there's no question about it. The quality is really lacking. Going forward, we do need another striker. We need another goal-scoring winger. Because when Antony ain't doing it and Garnacho ain't doing it, if Pellistri goes on loan in January, Rashford's still out of form, and then Sancho sold, you're then stuck with out-of-form Rashford, no goal-scoring Højlund, inconsistent Antony, inconsistent Garnacho. I think that is where United's big problems are. It's those 3 positions. That's what I think, and I think that is why we didn't win today's game. But I think for me, if we're going to give any one man of the match, what I'm going to give it to 3 players. I'm going to give it to Varane for his defensive work rate and how solid we were in the back 4 today. I think Amrabat, again, another tireless work rate again from a CDM that actually gives his all for Manchester United. And, Kobe Manu, like, today absolutely stepped up. Like, against Newcastle, he did it. Chelsea, he did it. And now Liverpool. Like, this guy needs to be in our midfield because this is where the future lies in players like Kobe Manu. So that's who I'm giving my man of the match and player of the match for today. Let me hear your thoughts and views on this match reaction. And obviously, please keep subscribing to the channel. So we're going to leave it there for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hit the like button, the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. You're not Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video. Hit the tweet button, the retweet button. Remember to put that notification bell on. Put that bell on all times to receive dedicated content. In these last few days and then in these last 2 weeks of 2023, we've got more previews, match reactions, F1 23, Fortnite, Fall Guys, EA Sports C24 career mode. We will be back with that this week with Man United, by the way. We are not putting that career mode aside again. We'll definitely back with career mode this week. Fall Guys will be back. Fortnite will be back. Everything will be back this week. Enjoy your weekend. And then obviously the next preview will be Friday because obviously we're not in anything. We're not in Europe. We're not in the Carabao Cup. We would have been in that this week if we'd have got through to the last 16 of the Champions League. It would have got through to quarterfinals of Carabao Cup. But obviously we're out of that. So the next preview will be for the West Ham game on Friday afternoon. So join me for that. I'm going to watch the Royal Variety performance with my family. It is a family tradition. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. And I'll see you on the next one.